There are an infinite number of ways that people can find themselves struggling or having a tough time, and it can be difficult to navigate understanding all of the different nuances in all of the different kinds of challenges facing people and communities all over the world. And so that intimidating kind of vast body of challenges often causes people to just sort of retract from even engaging with them, but also can be very frustrating to people who have good intentions and want to help or want to be part of the solution. One of the things that I think isn't spoken about enough, because we talk about always telling people to reach out for help, or we say, what did these people do to find themselves in these challenging positions? Did they not try hard enough? Did they not work hard enough? Was there something wrong with them? And, they're trying to rip us off. All these sorts of things that you see in particularly conservative media outlets. And I think something that's really important for people to understand is that human beings make the best choices that they can. They choose the best option available to them. Now, when I'm trying to explain how people end up in challenging circumstances, one way I like to talk about it is to say, what would the other options in your life have to look like for you to choose something like sleeping rough on the streets? What would the other options have to look like for that to be your best option? And it can be things like there maybe is a room available in a rooming house, but it's a harm minimization facility and people use drugs. And I just come out of rehab and I don't want to go there and there's nowhere else for me to go. So my best option is to sleep on the street. My family are not around, or I've sort of burned some relationships there, or my friends, or I don't have a job, I don't have any money. And so what I'm left with is these couple of options: this dingy, horrible place over here, which isn't very good and I don't like and I don't feel safe in, or the streets where I feel like I have a little bit more agency. And we can run that sort of circumstance over lots of things. That at some point, people think that this is the best option. And some of those options are tragic. They have tragic consequences. People turn to drinking and drugs and addiction. People turn to suicide. They turn to violence. They turn to sort of desperation and desperate measures. And in all of those moments, for some reason, contextually, because of the way they were raised, because of the things in their life at the moment, whatever it is, they're making what they think is the best decision at any particular point in time. Even if in retrospect they go, I didn't think it was a good decision, or I made a mistake. For some reason at that point in time, it was their best option, whatever it is, whatever the thing is that they do. And so there's two ways we can approach trying to help people and create environments where people aren't in a position to make terrible choices, bad choices, tragic choices. And one way is to help them understand that there are better options. To help people understand that there are better options, you need to develop a level of trust with someone so that they'll listen to you. You need to educate them from where they are, understanding their own context and what they do or don't understand at any given moment. And the options that you're trying to educate them about need to actually be possible, they need to be present, and they need to be accessible. You can't just go and tell someone, if you do X, Y, Z, you'll be right. You don't know how many times they've maybe half tried it or they've been let down or something like that. So the trust piece is really important. And meeting them where they are is really important. And it's very hard to make generic, sort of pithy remarks that work for everybody when we're talking about trying to help people make better choices. But it is possible to help people make better choices by illuminating the presence of other choices. And that's really important. People can't choose to do things they don't know exist. They can't choose to engage with interventions they don't know are available. And they can't make decisions about stuff they've never heard of or seen before. The other way that we can help people is to improve the quality of the options available to them so that they can make better choices. Things like always having assistance for people who want to leave a violent environment. That if you leave, you will be looked after. The choice, the option, it is always there. You never have to make the choice to stay in that unsafe situation, because your other option is homelessness on the street, or abject poverty, or high risk moving around all over the country trying to stay away from someone, or anything like that. That we have an option where you can just leave. That there is always an option to not have to sleep on the street. That there is always somewhere to stay if you need it. That there is always a way to get, say, financial assistance or help for your family, so that you never feel like you're a burden for whatever reason. You always have access to the mental health support, whether it's psychological or psychiatric care that you need at any moment in time, that there's always something available to you so that your choices improve. And that is a commitment that we need to make as a community, as a people, to improve people's options. And when we improve people's options, you find they tend to make better choices. They make choices that make sense to everybody else because they had the chance to make those choices. So rather than putting the onus on people all the time to say, hey, ask for help, when we understand that they might not know what help exists, they might not know how to engage with help, they might be in a problem that they have never encountered before, and so asking for help is something that they don't know how to do, or they don't know the point of, or they don't know if the help that they need is going to be present, then we need to improve their opportunities there for being able to ask if the help's available. And if there is no relevant, adequate help at the end of their questioning, then we need to provide it for them. We need to provide better options for people. The Just Be Nice project was literally started off the premise of making sure that people get the help that they need, when they need, for as long as they need it, regardless of how they come to need it, because we believe that people should have better options all the time so that the best decision they can make is always a good one, and not a decision born out of desperation and lack of opportunity and lack of support and lack of care. Frankly, we can do better than that, and it's better than saying, hey guys, just ask for the help, or just telling everyone, hey, it's fine to not be all right, but then not follow up by making sure that they are not okay in an environment that's prepared to step up and is well resourced enough to step up and help them until they're better. If you want to be a part of that sort of solution, you can support us at the Just Be Nice project in a whole bunch of different ways. You can get in touch, you can share this around, you can say g'day, you can head to the webpage and go to what can I do. You can get involved in our upcoming campaigns and be a part of it, and we'd love to have you involved, and we'd love to make sure that everyone gets looked after. So have a wonderful day. I don't think you have to say like and subscribe all the time, do you? But if you want to, go ahead, great, share it around if you like it, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.